Hey man, let me just get this straight off my chest, dude. And my thoughts are just fresh on my mind right now. And you know, based on what my therapist session this morning, I brought up to you know my therapist about this the negative perception that I've been having. You know, um, basically from just being in the same place, same dump, like every single day, especially as what transpired last year and the year before that, right? So I just thought I'd get that out there, um, you know. But yeah, based on that, I want to discuss that a lot. I don't want to take too long on it. But as you know, I've already ranted enough about this dump, and I don't need to actually repeat myself. Even though it sounds like I'm going to repeat myself, I won't do that. I'll try not to. But I just want to bring this up about why I've constantly had this negative perception towards, you know, some people who I mean, they don't hate me and all that, or even if it's like my own family and my friends. Hell, even a lot of my ex-close friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what happens when I'm in this dump. Okay? With all this stupidity that I've been coming across, their stupidity is making me stupid as hell. You know? Like, you just hear, one of I mean, there's only one sales manager left since the other one retired. You hear her telling some of the sales people why they're not on the phones. This is the same sales manager that berated the sales team in 2020 and late 2023. That's the same year that almost 20 people left. And I know because after Paula left, who was next? I think it was like after Terry retired. Like after so many of those people left, before it got to the almost 20 people that left in total. You get the sales team just being scolded by that same sales manager. Criticizing them for their efforts. You know what that reminds you of? Me going through these growing pains with Rico when in my first and second year. Every time I made a mistake on a flyer, even if it is a miscommunication, even if it's regarding, my knowledge on graphic design. That's what it reminded me of. But back then, it was an actual workplace. Not anymore, for Christ's sake. Look at this. Practically, so often you get things here that just don't work. Hell, I just learned that the printer that I use up there, as well as many other people in my aisle, they're and even the HR and some of the accountants, dude, it's gonna be down for a while. Well, how long is a while? Don't tell me it's gonna be a freaking month. I mean, and then you get some of these screens are not even working. One of the screens doesn't even work, and flyers are just broadcasted there. Like, I told you, dude, it's nothing but problems left and right. First it was the power outage, now it's a printer. I remember the AC once upon a time was a problem in the summer when it was still very hot and humid, right? But this is where we're at, dude. That's why all this constant stupidity that I'm coming across, it's making, like, the fact that I'm just so damn annoyed with what I've been seeing and what I've witnessed going back to last year, the year before that, and hell, even just, more so those last 2 years, it's why I cannot take this dump seriously anymore. I even told my therapist, and I told him in detail, that every time I'm in this dump, even coming home just feeling like crap almost damn near every day, it's giving me these negative perceptions about how people treat me, even if it's my own family, for crying out loud. Even if it's my own friends, my current ones, and ex-close friends. Even for the nutballers, or what was then the nutballers. Like, how did I come across to even think, like, it's giving me these negative perceptions. Like, when it comes to friends, I have a tendency to look at, like, how, of course there's going to be ups and downs when it comes to friends and all that, I'm not saying any friendship is perfect, but it's giving me that tendency to look at that alone. some of the bad things that they've said to me, and then, when they really didn't mean that. Well, this is what happens. And even when it comes to my own family, it's like, I know some of my family members are giving me tough love. I'm not saying they don't like me. Come on. But that's the perception I'm getting based on their tone. So it could be, for some of my family members, it's like, dude, I understand they love me and all that, but it's just me failing to realize that, the love that and the gratitude they give for me. Now, I know there's different ways of perceiving gratitude, and it doesn't have to be, they don't always have to say thank you, this and that. I mean, they show it. Hell, they get my sister buying drinks for all of us. I'm talking about the whole family. And, she'll ask me all the time, what drink do I want? That's expressing gratitude, man. But a lot of times it's me failing to realize that, that they're giving me gratitude in a different way and love. I mean, I've had moments with some of my family members where they don't talk to me directly, and that can be a worse feeling. That's a worse feeling than them telling me like what I did wrong, this and that. I'd rather that be the latter, that be the case. But come on, man. Like, everybody's different. But this is what happens when I'm in this dump, because of the negative perception that I've been, I'm constantly, it's like the fact that I'm here being annoyed damn near every single day and going through all this stupidity here, especially with the same leadership of that goddamn company president. And, it's just, it's giving me all these negative perception. And it's like, you're just hearing more and more stupid shit over and over again. And it's just getting like, you're asking me if shit's gotten better? No, I don't see any progress. Hell, this place is never going to improve. I don't need to repeat myself when I say this, man. But it is what it is, dude. I mean, I'm not going to go too far on saying this, but unfortunately, this dump has given me these negative perceptions about, how I look at my friends in a bad way, based on some of the, the misunderstandings and, the what they criticize me for, this and that, and same with my family as well. That's what happens. People can say here and act, guys like Andrew, I know he's my ex-close friend. And he's like, he can say like, oh yeah, well, maybe at the end of the day, it's your actions that are responsible. It's not your dump didn't make you say this or that, and although he admitted to say that it is responsible for making me, unhappy. I mean, hell, but he's got to realize unhappy to the next level. So that's just where I'm at, dude. But I just thought I'd get this out there. Unfortunately, like I said before, as I'm walking slowly back into the building, and I even told my therapist this morning, and it's only going to take a new job for me to get the just moving up with my life. These goddamn telemarketers. I haven't received calls from them lately, but they can kiss my ass. I am not responding to any of them. So, just I'm just saying, dude, like, it's only gonna take a new job for me to advance in my life and to show that I have proven myself, that I've moved up in life. Otherwise, for as long as I'm here, I'm still gonna feel like shit. My life is gonna be like shit, and damn well that's just what the case is. Okay, it is what it is. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I just thought I'd get this out there. I gotta keep doing what I'm doing because I'm tired of doing all this stupidity. Peace.